In 1 Thessalonians, Paul tells us that the will of God for us is that in everything we should give thanks. When the church is undergoing persecution and opposition, and it becomes really tough, it's not a time to stop thanking God. In fact, praise helps us, strengthens us. And in Psalm 75, we have a man who is facing some difficult situations, but he starts by ascribing praise to God. We give thanks to you, O God. We give thanks, for your name is near. Now clearly, in the midst of difficulty, he's holding on to the fact that God's presence is with him, a very present help in times of trouble. But trouble, nevertheless, is also at hand. And there's an inner conversation that goes on within him. He says to the boastful, don't boast. To the wicked, don't lift up your horn. A horn is a symbol of strength, and there are people around, perhaps who are persecuting, opposing. It may be that there's a military situation going on, invaders have come in, Sennacherib maybe, the Assyrians have come in, and they're full of confidence, they're full of pride, they're full of strength as well, and full of power, and the overwhelming odds are stacked against God's people, and it looks as if, well, it's going to be all over for them. But that is not the end of the story. It is not from east or from west, and not from the wilderness comes lifting up, but it is God who executes judgment, putting down one and lifting up another. In other words, God deals with individuals and he deals with nations in his own way, in his own time. And we can look sometimes and say, here's a superpower, here's America, here's China, these vast symbols of power. But it's God who raises up and God who brings down. And when he's ready, he will bring these superpowers and he will bring the proud, he will bring people who oppose him to judgment. Verse 8, in the hand of the Lord there's a cup, the foaming wine well mixed, and he pours out from it, and all the wicked of the earth shall drain it down to the dregs. He pours out his judgments like wine that must be drunk and makes people giddy and overwhelmed, losing their sense. But the end of it is, I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked I will cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be lifted up. On the cross, we remember that Jesus Christ drank the dregs of the wrath of God that was due to us. And when we come in humility, when we come and confess our weakness and our need, God is gracious. God is gracious to forgive us and to carry us through the times of injustice, times of persecution, times of heartache, and he will vindicate his people. He raised Jesus from the dead to demonstrate his justice forever, and he will raise us with him.